The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Beach Boys. We all remember those names. But what about the songs that slipped through the cracks? The ones that were playing on your radio between the mega hits? The tracks that made you stop and listen but somehow faded from collective memory. The 1960s produced hundreds of incredible songs that deserve to be remembered alongside the classics. These are 15 underrated 1960s songs you forgot were awesome. Number 15. Different Drum by the Stone Ponies featuring Linda Ronstadt. Before Linda Ronstadt became one of the biggest female recording artists of the 1970s, she was a 21-year-old singer in a folk trio called the Stone Ponies. In 1967, they recorded a song that would change her life, even though most people have completely forgotten about it. Different Drum was written by Michael Nesmith in 1964, before he became famous as one of the Monkees. He'd actually written it as a folk song and tried to get the Monkees to record it, but the producers turned it down. The Greenbrier Boys, a bluegrass band, recorded it first in 1966. Then the Stone Ponies heard it and decided to make it their own. When they went into the studio, the plan was to record it as an acoustic ballad, but producer Nick Vinette had different ideas. He brought in studio musicians, a string section, and a harpsichord player. The Stone Ponies' other members didn't even play on the recording. It was just Linda Ronstadt's voice with these hired professionals creating a Baroque pop sound that was completely different from what the band had imagined. Ronstadt later said she was completely confused during the session. No rehearsal, no lyric sheet, just thrown into recording with strangers. They did one run-through and recorded the second take. That second take became the hit. The song climbed to number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100 in early 1968 and hit number 1 in Los Angeles. It was Ronstadt's first hit, launching a career that would earn her 10 Grammy Awards and a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Stone Ponies broke up shortly after, but that song remains a perfect snapshot of the late 1960s folk rock sound. Ronstadt's crystal-clear vocals over that harpsichord arrangement created something timeless, even if most people today couldn't tell you who sang it. Number 14. She's a Rainbow by the Rolling Stones. She's like a Everyone knows the Rolling Stones for their blues rock swagger. Satisfaction, Sympathy for the Devil, Paint It Black. But in 1967, during their brief psychedelic period, they recorded something completely different. She's a Rainbow appeared on their album, Their Satanic Majesty's Request, and it's nothing like what people expect from the Stones. The song features keyboards played by Nicky Hopkins, creating this bright, colorful sound that matches the title perfectly. There's a string arrangement that gives it an almost Baroque quality. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards have both said they don't particularly like looking back at the Stones' psychedelic era, but this song is brilliant regardless of their opinion. She comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. It only reached number 25 in the UK when it was released as a single in late 1967, and it barely made the charts in the US, but the song has aged beautifully. It's been used in countless movies and commercials, and newer generations keep discovering it. The Stones were experimenting, trying to keep up with the Beatles and the changing musical landscape, and for one song, they created something genuinely magical. Number 13, Itchycoo Park by Small Faces. Small Faces were huge in the UK, but never quite broke through in America the way they deserved. In 1967, they released Itchycoo Park, and it became the first rock song to prominently feature phasing effects throughout the entire track. That swirling, disorienting sound was groundbreaking at the time. The song reached number 3 on the UK charts, but barely made a dent in America. It's a whimsical ode to escapism, to finding that perfect place where you can get away from everything. The jangly guitars and dreamy harmonies create this psychedelic soundscape that defined British rock in 1967. Steve Marriott's vocals are playful and slightly mocking, singing about this park where everything feels better. The phasing gives the whole song an otherworldly quality, like you're hearing it through a kaleidoscope. It's one of the most iconic psychedelic tracks of the era, but if you ask most people today, they've never heard of it. Number 12. With a satisfied mind. David Crosby wrote this one, and it showcases everything that made the Byrds special. Those Rickenbacker guitars creating that chiming, ringing sound, Roger McGuinn's distinctive vocals, harmonies that float above the instrumentation. It's a love song, simple and direct, but the arrangement elevates it into something transcendent. Oh, money can't buy that. The song influenced an entire generation of jangle pop bands in the 1980s, groups like R.E.M. and the Smiths, who built their sound on what the Byrds had created. But the original track remains largely forgotten, overshadowed by the band's bigger hits. With a satisfied mind. Number 11. Crimson and Clover by Tommy James and the Shondells. Tommy James and the Shondells had plenty of bubblegum pop hits in the mid-1960s. Songs like Hanky Panky and I Think We're Alone Now made them radio staples. Then, in 1968, they did something completely unexpected. Crimson and Clover featured a tremolo effect on both the guitar and Tommy James's vocals that created this dreamy, vibrating soundscape, unlike anything in their previous catalog. The song hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in February 1969 and stayed there for 2 weeks. It sold over 5 million copies. So why is it underrated? Because most people under 50 have never heard it, and even people who lived through the era often don't remember who sang it. The song marked Tommy James's departure from bubblegum into psychedelic territory, and it's absolutely mesmerizing. The recording itself was innovative. James and his producer used a tremolo effect that made everything wobble and shimmer. That repeated title phrase at the end, with the tremolo making James's voice wobble and shake, became iconic. It sounds like nothing else from that era, a strange hybrid of psychedelic rock and pop that somehow worked perfectly. The song has been covered dozens of times, most famously by Joan Jett in 1982, but the original remains a masterpiece of late 1960s production techniques. It showed that bubblegum pop artists could evolve and experiment, that they weren't locked into one sound forever. Tommy James proved he was more than just a teen idol with this track. Number 10. Happy Together by the Turtles. Wait, you're thinking, everyone knows Happy Together, and you're right, it was a massive hit in 1967, hitting number 1 and staying there for 3 weeks. But ask someone under 40 who sang it, and they'll have no idea. Ask them to sing it, and they might get the chorus but nothing else. That's what makes it underrated in 2025. So happy together. 12 different bands rejected this song before the Turtles recorded it. Can you imagine? One of the most perfect pop songs ever written, and nobody wanted it. The lush harmonies and that ascending chord progression in the chorus make it irresistible. It's joyful and romantic and impossible not to sing along with. The Turtles were struggling before this song. They'd had moderate success with covers, but nothing original had clicked. Happy Together changed everything. It gave them their only number 1 hit and defined their legacy. The band won Grammy Awards for Best Arrangement for Voices and Best New Artist based on this song's success. But the Turtles broke up just 3 years after this success, torn apart by creative differences and business struggles. The music industry chewed them up and spit them out, which is why younger generations don't know their name. But for one shining moment in 1967, they had the #1 song in America, and it deserved every bit of that success. The song pops up in movies and TV shows constantly, but the Turtles themselves have been largely forgotten. Number 9, Homburg by Procol Harum. Procol Harum will forever be known for A Whiter Shade of Pale, one of the most iconic songs of 1967. That song hit #1 in the UK and #5 in the US, and it's never gone away. But their follow-up single, Homburg, is equally brilliant and completely forgotten by most people. Released later in 1967, Homburg hit #6 in the UK, but only #34 in the US. It plays on the same Baroque pop style as their mega hit, with Gary Brooker's distinctive vocals and that classical-influenced organ sound that Matthew Fisher created. The lyrics are more enigmatic, telling a story that seems to be about loss and memory and moving on, though the meaning has been debated for decades. The production is lush and complex, with orchestral arrangements that elevate it beyond typical pop music. It feels cinematic, like a soundtrack to a film that was never made. The song helped cement Baroque pop as its own subgenre, proving that Procol Harum wasn't just a one-hit wonder, but a genuinely innovative band. But American audiences moved on quickly. They wanted another A Whiter Shade of Pale. And when Homburg didn't deliver that exact same sound, they lost interest. Radio stations didn't push it hard, and it faded from memory despite being a magnificent piece of music. Today, even the serious Procol Harum fans sometimes forget about it. Number 8, 8 Miles High by the Byrds. The Byrds appeared twice on this list because they recorded so many incredible songs that have been overshadowed by their biggest hits. 8 Miles High from 1966 is considered one of the first psychedelic rock songs ever recorded, predating most of the Summer of Love by a full year. The song only reached number 14 on the Billboard Hot 100, partly because many radio stations banned it, convinced it was about drugs. The Byrds insisted it was about their flight to London and the experience of international travel, but the damage was done. The controversy limited its chart success but couldn't diminish the song's importance. Roger McGuinn's guitar work is incredible, influenced by both John Coltrane's free jazz and Indian raga music. The song stretches beyond traditional pop structure, letting the instruments breathe and explore. It's adventurous and challenging and absolutely brilliant, but most people today have never heard it. Number 7, 2,000 Light Years from Home by the Rolling Stones. Another entry from the Stones' psychedelic period, this one from their Satanic Majesty's request in 1967. While the album is often dismissed as the Stones trying and failing to be the Beatles, individual tracks like this one are genuinely excellent. The song creates an eerie, spacey atmosphere with mellotron and unusual percussion. It's about alienation and distance, themes that would become more prominent in rock music in the early 1970s. The production is layered and complex, showing the Stones could do subtle and experimental when they wanted to. It was never a single, so it never charted, and most Stones fans skip right over this era of the band's catalog. But if you actually listen to it with fresh ears, it holds up remarkably well. Number 6, I Can't Let Maggie Go by Honeybus. I can't let Maggie go. Honeybus was a British band that barely registered in America, but in 1968 they recorded I Can't Let Maggie Go, one of the sweetest Baroque pop songs of the entire decade. The song features a catchy chorus and gentle orchestration that's utterly charming. The track gained popularity in the UK when it was used in a television advertisement for Nimble Bread in the late 1960s. That commercial helped the song achieve recognition it might not have otherwise received. But in America, it went completely unnoticed. She flies like a bird, and I wish that she was mine. The song has this innocent, simple quality that captures a specific moment in pop music history. It's melodic and memorable, the kind of song that sticks in your head for days. But outside of devoted fans of 1960s British pop, almost nobody remembers it today. I can't let Maggie go. Number 5. The Letter by the Box Tops. Actually, The Letter was a massive hit in 1967, reaching number 1. So why include it here? Because if you poll people under 50, very few can tell you who recorded it. The Box Tops, led by 16-year-old Alex Chilton, created one of the rawest, most passionate rock songs of the decade. Lonely days are gone, I'm going home. The song is barely 2 minutes long. It's punchy, direct, and features Chilton's gritty vocals that sound nothing like a teenager. The horn section drives it forward with urgency. It's perfect in its simplicity, proving that great songs don't need to be complicated. Listen, mister, can't you see I got to get back to my baby once more. Alex Chilton would go on to form Big Star in the early 1970s, one of the most influential power pop bands ever. But the Box Tops remained largely forgotten despite having one of the biggest hits of 1967. Number 4, Time of the Season by the Zombies. The Zombies' Odessey and Oracle is now considered one of the greatest albums of the 1960s. But it was a commercial failure when released in 1968. The band had already broken up by the time Time of the Season became a hit in 1969, reaching number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song has this sultry, mysterious vibe, with Rod Argent's distinctive keyboard work and Colin Blunstone's breathy vocals. The bass line is hypnotic, and the overall production feels ahead of its time. It's sophisticated pop rock that doesn't sound like anything else from that era. The arrangement is subtle and complex, with layers that reveal themselves on repeated listens. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? By the time it became a hit, the Zombies were gone. They couldn't capitalize on the success because the band no longer existed. Record companies tried to create fake Zombies bands to tour on the song's success, but the real members had moved on. Rod Argent formed his own band, Argent, and had success in the early 1970s. Colin Blunstone pursued a solo career. It's one of the great what-if stories of 1960s rock. What if the band had stayed together? What if they'd been able to tour behind this hit? The song endures, appearing in movies and TV shows regularly, but the Zombies themselves remain criminally underrated. Younger listeners who hear the song today have no idea who created it. It's the time of the season. Number 3, Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf. Everyone knows Born to Be Wild. It's been in 1,000 movies and commercials. It's the song that gave us the term heavy metal. It reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1968 and became the anthem of motorcycle culture thanks to Easy Rider in 1969. So why is it on this list? Because Steppenwolf gets no respect. The band is treated like a novelty act, remembered for one song and nothing else. But this song is genuinely great. A perfect slice of hard rock that influenced everyone from Black Sabbath to AC/DC. The guitar riff is iconic. Those opening notes are instantly recognizable. John Kay's vocals are powerful and raw, sounding like he's actually living the lifestyle the song describes. The energy never lets up, driving forward with relentless momentum. It's 3 minutes of pure rock and roll attitude. The song also inadvertently coined a musical genre. Mars Bonfire wrote it with the phrase, "heavy metal thunder" in the first verse, and that term stuck. Heavy metal as a genre might have existed anyway, but Steppenwolf gave it a name. That alone should earn them more respect than they get. It's not underrated in the sense that people don't know it, but it's underrated in terms of the artistic credit it deserves. Steppenwolf created the blueprint for hard rock, and they deserve recognition for that. The band had other good songs too, like Magic Carpet Ride, but nobody remembers them for anything except Born to Be Wild. Number 2. Respect by Aretha Franklin. Like Born to Be Wild, Respect is universally known. It hit number 1 in 1967 and became an anthem for both the feminist and civil rights movements. Aretha Franklin's performance is legendary, transforming Otis Redding's original into something entirely her own. But here's the thing. Most people today don't actually appreciate how revolutionary this song was. They know the chorus, maybe sing along at weddings, but they don't understand its cultural impact. Written by Otis Redding from a male perspective, Aretha flipped it completely, turning it into a demand rather than a request. Otis Redding's version was about a man asking his woman for respect when he comes home from work. Aretha's version became about a woman demanding respect from her man, from society, from everyone. She added those backing vocals spelling out R-E-S-P-E-C-T, turning the title into a chant. She made it about dignity and power and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. The song became an anthem for the civil rights movement and the feminist movement simultaneously. It spoke to anyone who'd ever been marginalized or disrespected. Aretha's vocals are powerful and commanding, refusing to be ignored or dismissed. She takes Otis Redding's good song and transforms it into something transcendent. The song isn't underrated in terms of popularity, but it's underrated in terms of understanding its true significance. It's not just a great song, it's a cultural touchstone that changed how women's voices were heard in popular music. Aretha Franklin didn't just sing it, she claimed it, made it hers, and used it to say something important about respect and dignity and power. Number 1. White Room by Cream. Cream was a supergroup featuring Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, and Ginger Baker. White Room appeared on their 1968 album Wheels of Fire and was released as a single, reaching number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song features that distinctive wah-wah guitar from Clapton and Jack Bruce's soaring vocals. The time signature shifts give it this unsettled, urgent feeling. It's psychedelic rock at its finest, showcasing 3 virtuoso musicians at the height of their powers. Cream broke up shortly after Wheels of Fire was released, so the song represents the end of an era. It's widely respected among musicians and classic rock fans, but casual listeners have largely moved on. The power trio format Cream pioneered influenced countless bands, but Cream themselves don't get enough credit. These 15 songs represent just a fraction of the incredible music produced in the 1960s that doesn't get played on oldies stations anymore. Some were hits that have been forgotten. Others were critically acclaimed but commercially overlooked. A few are famous but underappreciated in terms of their actual artistic merit. What they all share is excellence. These aren't throwaway pop songs. They're carefully crafted pieces of music that pushed boundaries, experimented with new sounds, and captured something essential about their moment in time. The 1960s gave us more than just the Beatles and Bob Dylan. It gave us hundreds of artists creating innovative, passionate, unforgettable music. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on more fascinating stories.